Greetings, everybody. My name is Lily Willy. I just read an article today that inspired both pain and anger in me. And in response thereunto, I want to make an address to President Trump, 45th President of the current United States of America. Mr. Trump, in some of your recent views, you have stated your belief that Native Americans should be subjected to the same work or work-seeking requirements as other races in our country. Based on your belief that exempting them from such work requirements in states that have instituted it as requirements for Medicaid would be to show wrongful racial preference for Native Americans. I believe, President Trump, that your belief is both incorrect and quite openly, I feel that you've got it backwards. On multiple levels. To start, Native American is not a race. It is a range of many cultures, a host of which maintain their own cultural practices and languages. The Penobscot Nation holds language learning sessions in their territory for teaching their culture's tongue to those who want to learn, to keep their heritage alive. The Nez Perce Indians of the Pacific Northwest are in their tongue called the Nimipu, and they also have a website committed to sharing their language and are doing their best to keep their cultural traditions on live. The Cherokee Nation has its own language. I have spoken to people on this coast who had at least one parent or grandparent who was still native fluency in Cherokee. Mr. Trump, Native American is no more a race than Cornish is a race, Welsh is a race, or for that matter, English is a race. There are many Native American languages, practices, and cultures. If Native American were just a race, then Italian would be a race, German would be a race, Scottish would be a race, French would be a race. But they're not. They are cultures. They are cultures. They are countries. They are languages and dialects. And they include ranges of traditions based on region. That is what the Native Americans are. They are ranges of cultures, languages, traditions. And they were here first. They don't own their land, it owns them. I cannot tell you how much hurt I felt at the idea that hundreds of people around this nation whose ancestors were here before we came who had the vow of our very first president, George Washington, that their sovereignty would be recognized by our government, which is its own government. I cannot tell you how hurt I feel at the idea that people whom we have spent centuries murdering when not murdering just their bodies, whose ancestors and their cultures, people who look like us, spend a lot of manpower, weapons, and sometimes bio-warfare murdering them and attempting to murder their cultures. It offends me more than I can speak. our government would stop guaranteeing them health care when an apology isn't enough, when an apology to every individual Indian nation we have hurt is not enough. I cannot tell you, moreover, how much I feel offended on top of this at the idea that anybody should have to work in order to be healthy or to get help when they are sick. That offends me. And it's not just because I'm liberal, because that should be a moot point. It's because I am a hominid who lives here, who has lived here all my life, who breathes, who occasionally gets sick, who bleeds. And so are they. That's the truth. Mr. Trump, I wish you a good day, as best as you can manage.